Welcome to Life Beyond Success. I'm Vishu Patel. I believe that no matter who you are and what you do, we all in the people business. Lead with your heart, think with the wisdom, leave people better than you found them. Can I ask you a question? If somebody follow your daily habits for next 5 years, would they become the person you hope to become? The morning that changed everything for me, yes, a few years ago, I started noticing something. The biggest breakthrough didn't happen on extraordinary days. That happened on very ordinary mornings. Let's picture this. The sun hasn't fully come up yet. The house is quiet, no television, no phone calls, no emails. No one need anything from me. I walked in the kitchen, poured myself a glass of water. Then I sat. Just sit for a few moments in the complete silence. Years ago, I would have thought I was wasting my time. Today, I believe those quiet moments has changed my life. Because before that world begins telling me who it need me to be, I remind myself who I want to become. That habit didn't only change my life the first morning or the second or even hundredth, but one day I realized I wasn't reacting to the life anymore. I was responding, and that's a very different way to live. The habit nobody saw. People often ask, what's changed? They expect one big magical answer, one life changing event, one secret. But honestly, the habits that changed me was almost invisible. No one uploaded them. No one even noticed. No one even knew that existed. Because the most important work usually happens when nobody is watching. I would like to share the story watching my son fly. One day I drove my son to his flight lesson. He dreamed of becoming a pilot. I watched him walk across the runway, climb into airplane. The engine started. The propeller began spinning. Then slowly the airplane lifted into the sky. And there I was, sitting alone in the waiting area, watching. A tiny airplane become smaller and smaller. My heart, honestly speaking, felt like it was beating outside of my chest. Every parent probably understands that feeling. You want them to fly, but a part of you still wants to keep them safe. As I sat there waiting, I started thinking That airplane wasn't staying in the sky because we hoped everything would be okay. It stayed there because of preparation, months of studying, checklist, practiced, repeating the same skills again and again and again. The lesson wasn't about airplanes, it was about life. The moment everyone applaud are usually built by habits nobody ever seen. I noticed life is shaped by quiet decisions, putting my phone down when somebody is talking to me, listening without interrupting, going for a walk even when I don't feel like it, writing even when no one will read it, calling my parents just to hear their voice, reading 10 pages instead of watching television. One more hour of television. None of those habits made headlines, but together they quietly changed the person I became. The compound effect. Imagine planting an oak tree. The next morning, nothing looked different. A week later, still nothing. Months later, very little. Then year passed. Now there is a tree, strong enough to provide shade for generations. Habits work exactly the same way. We become impatient because we expect visible results while life is growing roots underground. What I stopped doing, sometimes the habits that changed me were the ones I stopped. I stopped feeling like I had to answer every messages immediately. I stopped it trying to convince everyone to agree with me. I stopped it comparing my journey to someone else's. I stopped it believing being busy meant being productive. Sometimes growth isn't adding more. Sometimes it's letting go. Success doesn't wake up one morning. People often ask, how do successful people stay motivated? I don't think motivation is the answer. Motivation comes and goes. Habits remain. The person who become healthy usually isn't the most motivated. They are consistent. The person who builds a strong marriage usually isn't the romantic. They are more intentional. The person who finds peace usually isn't the luckiest. They simply practice protecting it. The life I'm building as I got older, I stopped asking, what do I want to achieve? Quite as often. Now I ask, what kind of person am I becoming? Because achievement can disappear, business can be sold, money can come and goes. But character isn't built one ordinary habit at a time. Life beyond success practice. This week, don't change your entire life. Choose one habit, just one. Maybe drink a glass of water before reaching for your phone. Maybe read 10 pages before bed. Maybe take a 15 minutes walk without the phone. Maybe call someone you love. Maybe sit quietly for 5 minutes. Don't underestimate small things because life rarely changes in a one dramatic moment. It changes one ordinary day at a time. Before we finished, I like to leave you with the one question. If someone watches your life without hearing a single word, what would they say you value most based on your habit? Think about that this week. Because eventually, our habits tell our story better than our intention ever will. If today's conversation made you pause, I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit that quietly changes your life? Share it in the comment. You never know, your story may become someone else's beginning. If somebody come to mind while you were listening or watching, share this episode with them. Sometime one small habit can change an entire life. Before you make your next decision, lead with your heart, think with the wisdom, leave people better than you found them. Until next time, keep asking better question because better question leads to a better life.